All right, please confirm you can hear me clearly. Can everyone hear me loud and
Yes,
clear?
yes, I can.
All right, so it's great to have everyone here. All right, good morning, everyone. It's really a pleasure to welcome all of you to today's edition of ICT Career Talk. And we have quite an interesting and fantastic team building a career in tech in the age of AI. My name is Joy Kano, and I'll be your host for today. So before we dive into today's section, let's take some few minutes to get to meet each other. So my name is Joy Kano, and I'd like to meet every other person. So kindly send in your name, your role, that's what you currently do, and a link to your social media handle so we can connect with you. So in the chat, I'll be expecting your name, what you do, and a link to your social media handle that we can connect with you on. It could be your LinkedIn, it could be your Twitter, it could be any social media platform that you're most active in. So let's do well to send our name, our social media link, and what we do so everyone can connect. And I'll also be calling some random people just to get to meet you. So if I call you, please do well to unmute and just tell us who you are. Okay, I think I'll call on hello Michael. Michael Woods. Can you unmute? Let's get to meet you. So you tell us your name, what you currently do, and drop a link to your social media handle that we can connect with you on.
Yeah, hello. My name is Michael. I'm 31, living in London, and I've joined Bincom as a volunteer for the graphic design team.
All right, that's nice. It's so great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. All
Thank
right.
you.
Hi Alex. Okay, I've seen yours. Thank you. It's nice to meet you. It's a graphic
Yes,
design.
hello, hello. Currently, I'm full-time student and occasionally doing IT support contracting.
Okay, nice to meet you. I can see a link to your social media. LinkedIn would connect with you. Please let's connect with Alex. Hi Helen, it's nice to meet you. Hi Hendrix, it's really nice to meet you. All right, so before we get on into the main event, um so yeah, the topic for this theme, or the theme for today's edition, is building a career in tech in the age of artificial intelligence. And I think for a moment we should appreciate how exciting and transformative this era of tech is. AI has been redefining industries, it's changing job roles, it's just doing what I'm sure in the past 20, 30 years, people would not have seen it coming. And then there's a big question on everyone's mind. How do we prepare for what's next? What should I do? What are the roles I should start taking on in order to still be in that path of artificial intelligence? What am I currently doing? Am I going to be replaced by AI? Am I not going to be replaced by AI? Are there additional skills that I need to start taking up just so that I can be at the edge of artificial intelligence? You don't It's a bigger problem if you don't have any knowledge, or you do not even know what artificial intelligence is. And getting into tech right now with the trend of artificial intelligence, it's something that we all need to be very much conversant with. So in a few minutes, I'm going to be calling on our very first speaker for this edition. But let me introduce you the hosting company for this event. So um, This ICT Career Talk is brought to you by Bincom Dev Center, and we are a multi-location technology, talent development, and solutions platform. We have our can connect or reach us at any point at the comfort of your home through your smartphone. You can also visit some of our locations that are close to you, like Lagos, Yaba, Lagos State. We have our location in Oyo State. We do have our location in Kano State. We have a location in Kaduna State, Ogun State, Delta State, United Kingdom, and we plan to expand to as many locations as possible. Bincom Dev Center focuses on building tech talent, enhancing tech talent, and building tech startups or building startups. So, along the program, I'm going to tell you more about these services, what they do, how you can benefit from these services. And if you stay with us till the end of this session, I have an interesting announcement that I'll be making two um announcement that I'm sure you would find very useful. So I know you don't want to miss what it is. It could be anything and you can't really tell. So I want to employ that we all stay till the end of this session so we can get to um hear what I have to say. All right, so um, we'll be moving on to the next phase where we'll be calling on our first speaker. But before then, before we get to our speaker, the theme we've seen the theme, and I'd like to just test some conversations before our speaker, tells us what he has to tell us on this topic, building a career in tech in the age of artificial intelligence. I'm assuming that this event comprises of people who are into tech and people who are about to get started into tech. So please, I just want to hear your thoughts on it. So I'm just going to be calling at random. We can just unmute and speak. So yeah, I think I'm seeing Helen. Helen, let's start with you. What's your thoughts on the topic building a tech career in the age of artificial intelligence? You could unmute and just tell us what you think.
I'm not sure. That's why I'm in this meeting to find out what's going to happen. So,
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if I got you. Please, could you come again?
I'm not really sure like what to say because that's why I'm here to find out a bit more. So,
Yeah. All right, that's fine. That's fine. And I know that our speakers have a lot of information on their sleeves to give out. And like they say, these things don't just come easy. So it's a privilege to have you here. And I'm hoping at the end of this session, you will learn one or two things about building a career in tech in the age of AI. Okay. Hello, Antonia. Could you just unmute and tell us what you think about this topic? Do you think that AI is replacing jobs? Do you think that there are jobs for new techies in the age of AI? I mean, as at today. Hello, Antonia. Can you hear us? Okay, I think she's not close with us. Okay, Hendrix, please, could you unmute and just tell us what you think about this topic, building a career in tech in the age of AI? What are your thoughts on it?
Didn't you come?
Hello, can you? Hi, can you?
Yes, yes. Can anyone hear me? Yes, we can hear you, Hendrix.
Okay. So I didn't really get your question. You
Okay,
said
I was
if I have
saying, yeah, what are your thoughts on the topic building a career in tech in the age of artificial intelligence? Just what you think.
all right. So I think being a career in tech in this present age, age of AI requires like a strategic approach in terms of our key skills. So there are things that we need to focus on and enhance our skills generally in terms of uh, uh, the programming language has come now, the machine learning, soft skills, developing strong communication and collaboration, and all of those things. So there are new rules that will be coming out as AI will be emerging more and more. Rules like we've started seeing some of them already. The machine learning engineers, the UI UX designers. Some years ago, we didn't really have such kind of roles coming out. But as AI keeps emerging, we start seeing new roles emerging for AI being uh, around us. And also there will be, I think there will be uh, kind of a more serious focus on continuous learning. So as AI keeps evolving, we need to actually keep up with the evolving that is happening. So we need to continuously learn to actually become and stay relevant in this present age. Yeah.
All right, so that's a very, very good one. Thank you so much for that feedback, Hendrix. It was really nice to hear from you as well. All right, so thank you for that. Let's get on to this segment. So, like I said again, I want us to really appreciate the whole transformative era we are in, which is artificial intelligence. Today, with AI, we are redefining industries. We are, you know, making more job roles become seamless. We are making things more efficient. People are able to do things faster. Writing an article that could take you a whole lot could be done in less than how many seconds. Doing a whole lot of stuff. I mean, your work is becoming more easy with the use of AI. So it's a very good thing. It's a very good innovation that is changing the world. And like I always say, the big question everyone is asking is, oh no, how do we prepare for what's next? How do we know what's coming next? How do we stay um on top of our game? How are we, ahead of the curve before it catches up with us? So that is exactly what we are here today to explore, right? We would have an incredible lineup of speakers that's they are thought leaders in their field, they are professionals, and they have a lot of experience in the ICT field and also in AI. So they will be sharing a lot of information on how that can help us, navigate our tech career in the age of AI. They'll be sharing practical advices. They'll be giving us insights and opportunities that we can leverage on to stay ahead of the curve. And as part of our process, so like I mentioned, I will be making a very important announcement. So if you miss out on what it is, and because you don't want to miss out on it, I would love that we all stay till the end of this session. So we'll be taking questions and answers after the both speakers have given us what they brought in with. So we'll be taking questions after that. If you have any question or a question comes to your mind, please do well to take note of it, write it in a piece of paper, write it on your notepad. As soon as we're done with the speakers, we can now take all the questions that you have to offer. So you're in the right place. This is the right event. If you're a newbie and you want to get into tech, please pay close attention and take notes as much as you can. Have as many questions as possible because we'll be asking questions at the end of both speakers' presentation. Okay, so I'm going to be introducing our first speaker for today. His name is Mr. Precious Oposunji. Precious is a highly skilled software engineer and a software security analyst. He has over a decade of experience in building secure and scalable software solutions. He has a deep passion for cybersecurity. He has a deep passion for blockchain technology. Precious has dedicated the past 10 years or more than 10 years to mastering the crypto space. He's currently working as a developer, a penetration tester, and an innovator. Throughout his career, he has played a crucial role in securing blockchain applications, auditing smart contracts, and identifying vulnerabilities in decentralized systems. His expertise spans across Web3 security, ethical hacking, and the implementation of cutting-edge security measures to protect crypto users from fraud and cyber threat. Trust me, we are hearing from the best. So please do well to keep your notepad close to you and jot down as many questions as possible. As speakers are coming prepared, they are coming with a lot of information, and I do not want us to miss any of the things that will be said today. All right, so please let's make welcome our first speaker for today's ICT Career Talk, Mr. Precious. So sad, you have the floor.
Hello, guys. Hi, it's good to meet you guys today. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. Um, so today I'm actually here to make sure I, show you guys and tell you guys what's going on in the AI space in terms of you being in tech. If you are a techie or you are a newbie and you want to get into tech today, in this, current time, the things that you need to know, the things that you need to be aware of, um, what trends are going on in AI, um, what paths you need to follow in terms of your career choice, and also I actually have a slide I prepared for you guys. So I believe it could be very impactful for everyone involved. And at the end, you'll have something to actually, look at through your notes and say, okay, yeah, I have real information to take and actually be a part of the future for AI. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to jump right into it so I get you guys uh, going. 1 second, please. I need a minute to just restart my Zoom so I can share my screen. Oh, that's fine. 1 minute.
All right, yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Okay, so while we're waiting for our speaker to join back, let's just keep introducing ourselves. So let's send in our name, what we currently do, our role, and a link to our social media handle so we can connect with everyone here. So please, if you've not introduced yourself, I would like us to do that. Send your name in the chat, what you do, what your role is, and a link to your social media handle that we can connect with you on. So please, let's keep the ball rolling as we wait for our first speaker.
Hello, hello guys. Can you hear me? And can you see my screen? Apologies for that. I hope you
Yeah,
can hear me. You can see my
yes, we
screen.
can hear you and we can also see your screen.
All right, thank you. So as you know, the topic um this presentation, sorry, as you know, the topic for this presentation is building a career in tech in the age of artificial intelligence. So I would be specifically focusing on how you can stay relevant and thrive in an AI-driven world. So a bit about me. I am Precious, Mr. Precious Okusunju. I'm also known as Master Treshi. Over the last 15 years, I have worked in tech, and over time, I have grown from being a junior software engineer to an engineering manager. And over that time, I had um, worked with different technologies to deliver products and solutions without having to, depend on, having a full team or whatever. I'm that kind of person that can be, I can play different roles just to get the work done. So that has helped me in my career. Um, I'm also a senior full stack AI software engineer. So what that means is that I am able to build any kind of software with the help of AI without having to struggle with setting up complex environments or having to read through thousands of documentations to understand the things that I need to, know beforehand before I even get to build any kind of software. So, lastly, I'm also a tech entrepreneur. I have an AI startup that I'm building silently. So when the time is due, I'll be able to talk about it publicly. But then if you want to learn more about me, I have my website down below there. So let's move on. So first thing we have to note, we have to understand that AI is transforming industries and shaping careers. So what this basically means is that since AI came up, like the buzz for AI came up about 5 years ago, but it's actually been happening for more than 10 years or a decade now. So I have been very much aware of the advancements that has been going on in the AI industry way back as 10 years ago, and I've been following sort of silently because at that very time AI was not very much understood by the public, just as how it is now. But right now, it's easy for everyone to understand AI. You have ChatGPT, you have other AI apps that are coming up that allows you to easily type and send a message to your chatbot and it gets the job done for you. But before now, it wasn't that easy because AI was not this smart. So AI is transforming industries. A lot of industries now are moving towards the age of AI. A lot of industries are praying that they have a use case in AI that should allow them to stay ahead of the competition. Because in the next 10 years, traditional methods are going to die. The traditional methods we use in doing things today in technology will no longer exist because we have AI that allows us, you know, get things done way faster, way more efficiently. Is no longer optional. It's very essential. If you want to be part of the future, if you want to be part of the future, what I mean by that is, if you want to secure your job in tech or you want to secure your career in tech, you have to understand AI. And this is not you understanding AI to a level where um it is so advanced or it is so difficult. No, understanding AI basically means you know why AI works, you know the history of AI. You can basically read on this and understand what makes AI work. So some people think AI is magic. You know, some people think it's sorcery, some people think it's juju, like Nigerians would say. But AI is basically mathematics, code, and logic all put together with data, especially data, all put together, making a program that is able to search through its knowledge and actually respond back to you in a way that you will understand. So, um, in this slide, you're going to learn the key strategies to transform your career, or if you have a business, you know, and thrive in the AI powered future. So now you're going to know about this AI's impact on tech and career revolution. Evolution. So, personally, in the past 10 years, I've seen people lose their jobs just because they did not grow, you know, just because they did not advance themselves mentally or, you know, in the tech world. You can know something today and in the next 5 months, it's obsolete. You need to always learn. So AI is not replacing jobs, it's changing them. If you are a graphic designer today, there's a chance AI can change your job tomorrow. And this is in the sense that AI is able to do the same thing you do, maybe even better. But you have to also change how you use your own tools, how you can incorporate AI into your own daily, you know, tools, the tools you use for your work, the tools and the knowledge too, not just the tools, the knowledge as well. So AI is not replacing jobs. I'll say that again because a lot of people think that AI is going to take their job away, but AI would not take your job because it still needs somebody that is a professional to vet and review the outputs of that AI and then approve them and say, okay, this is satisfying. This is, you know, this is what we expect. This has met our goals or whatever it is. You need to be that person. So roles are evolving and new AI powered jobs are emerging. Basically what I say. So if you are a graphic designer today, imagine a new role comes up tomorrow that says AI powered graphic designer. AI powered graphic designer. So I mean you'd have to say, what does that mean? Well, just so you know, you can generate images of people with AI. You can replace a face, you can basically change how you look with AI. That's focused on a human being. So AI currently is is advancing so fast. There are tools being worked on that allows you to generate graphics designs like what you do on Canva automatically. Photoshop has something similar, right? So what does that tell you? A person that doesn't know anything about graphic design can easily generate something and they export it to Canva and then edit it. They have their whole job done. You get where this is going to, right? If you do not evolve, people that have evolved will get the job before you because in the future, AI will be a requirement for every tech role. Companies have identified that AI can actually help them cut down costs, cut down time spent on projects, you know, just make everything more efficient for them. And they would not compromise on that because their competitors are doing the same thing. So AI would help you automate tasks, allowing you as a professional to focus on high level work. Basically what I just said. So you have to you have to bring AI into your everyday life. You need to invest into AI. If you are keeping aside 10% of your salary per month to invest into AI, perfect. Buy stock, buy Nvidia, pay for your ChatGPT subscription or Mistral. There are so many models out there. Find a good one. There's Perplexity. Find a good one. Pay for its full version. Just spend time asking the AI questions about your career, about the thing that you currently do right now, how it can help you um, find resources online. Because right now, AI can search the internet. AI can search the internet. AI can do deep research. AI can go, it can comb the entire internet just to find that information you're looking for. So you see where it's heading to. In the next 10 years, you have an AI is, sorry, you have an AI that is able to get any information just in a second because every computer is connected. There is no central resource anymore. Like there is no central base where you say this is where we get all our resources from. No, the future is going to be so connected that computers will share their resources all together in an instant. And you can see how we have satellite internet now, right? So imagine that being available worldwide. No matter where you are, you have fast and secure internet. That's more like an advantage to AI because at any point, anywhere you are, anywhere that data is, if you have a server in China and you are somewhere in say you're somewhere in Africa or you're somewhere in Russia, wherever you are, it's able to ping that information and then bring it all the way down to your location. That's how it works. If you need information, it accesses another computer, it asks another computer, hey, I need this, send this to me. It comes all the way down to a format that you would not understand, then the computer is able to translate that for you. So AI knows how to do this. AI has the tools, the access, and its own operation system to access information, to run scripts, to build its own apps, to just do different things. And this is the future that's coming. So let's move to the next slide. So we have emerging roles in AI. Currently, the the biggest role that is really, really hot right now for AI is machine learning, AI or machine learning engineer. So in the last 10 years, machine learning engineers have been like always, sort of like they've always been a role or kind of people that they've been always just there, silently. You would not, I don't know, most people have not really heard about machine learning engineers in the last 10 years. It's just recently you talk about ChatGPT and you get to find out the people that are behind the company. And then you see people that are machine learning engineers, AI engineers, and all of that. So being an AI or machine learning engineer would actually help you, would give you an edge. If you're already in tech, if you're already an engineer in tech, if you do Python, if you do Rust, Go, Java, C Sharp, whichever it is, if you are able to learn how to become an AI or machine learning engineer, you have your future secured because AI is advancing, and these are people making it happen right here, these guys. Because there is always a new research, there is always a new idea, there is always a new algorithm. But if it's all in paper, if it's just a research paper, then it's just a research paper. For it to become code, this guy. So I would actually get into um the things you need to learn to become an AI machine learning engineer, AI or machine learning engineer. I would speak on that. But let's just move quickly on AI product manager. So like you see, the job of a product manager is able, the person is able to manage the product, manage the team, etc. Point is, the AI here means that the AI can actually do the job of the product manager. AI has the ability to call a person these days. AI has the ability to text the person, to follow up on a conversation, to follow up on a project. AI can score your response, can know if you are lying. It doesn't have any emotion. It just wants to get the job done. So point is, this particular job can be AI powered. So you as a product manager currently in tech, you have to learn how to use these tools. You need to be part of a circle or a network that always talks about these things. Like you need to know what's going on. So if a new tool comes out and they say, "Oh wow, we are replacing product managers with AI product managers," your job is to find out what tools are actually automating this thing and how you can actually use that tool to your advantage. Because the AI will not get it 100% right. It won't get it 100% right. That's the thing. So that is where you have an advantage. You need to focus on that 1% and make it the best and just master it to understand. So quickly, um, AI product designer, quite similar to the product manager as well. AI can generate product designs of a website, um, a mobile app, um, whatever product you have, even a smartwatch. It's able to do these things. And the most interesting thing is that you can tell it through a voice command to modify certain things without touching the computer, and it will just get it done. So that should tell you that your job is already at risk for something simple. So you actually have to step up. You actually have to be the best in what you do so that you are not compared with the AI. You're not like, um, okay, I'm so used to doing simple things, and you're okay with that. If you're okay with that, you lose your job because the company will look at your output and look at what the AI has done and compare you with that. You need to be above that. You need to be really, really, really strategic with how you progress in your career. So another pair here is data scientists and engineers. So data scientists and engineers, they've been around just like the AI engineers or machine learning engineers. They've been around. They've been working to hand with the AI machine learning engineers. And the importance of the data scientist and engineer is data, as it says, data here. The programmers like us, we write the codes. We have a lot to do with converting logic to code, converting algorithms to code, converting mathematical solutions to code. Fine. But what makes the AI also work is the data. So the work of the data scientist is one, to clean the data, to clean the data. You have to make sure that the data is free of bias, free of um profanity, whatever harmful topic that may be in the data. Their job is to clean it. Their job is to also engineer the data. And engineering the data basically means they'll do a bit of coding. They have to make sure the data is labeled. This is what this is for. That's what that is for. And that's just basically it. So we have AI ethics specialists. These people have also been in the shadows. Um they operate sort of like advisors, right? They don't really do much of coding or at all, or no coding at all. But their job is quite important. So what they do, they spend time thinking about what kind of ways AI can be used for good and also evil, right? So their job is to document this thing, make sure that they have like a solution or a way to actually fulfill it. AI these days can be used for fraud. AI can be used for blackmailing and whatever, because the fact that somebody can generate a picture or a video of you is a problem. But because we have ethics, we have ethic laws, and we have AI ethic laws, that would help with the future. So at some point, if you have an AI that is online and popular and you don't have these ethic laws, you know, attached to that company or software, you will have problems with the law because you need to have a team of specialists that will check and make sure that you're actually following the law. So here we have AI powered software developer. So this right here, you can say is a subset of a programmer. Not this guy at all. This guy specifically focused on AI. But this guy could be a website developer, could be a mobile app developer, be a front-end developer, whatever, a back-end developer as well. So AI currently has tools that allows a person to actually build software without writing any code, just by simply telling the AI what to do, and then it generates the code and so on and so forth. So if you're already a software developer, you should get into using AI-powered tools. There are tools these days. You can check out Cursor. There's a tool called Cursor. You can check out Tray. These tools have AI integration that allows you to generate code that you can actually learn from. You don't just generate code and go and paste it into your program. Ask the AI what this code, it should explain why the code works. It should explain each line of the code. And then when you understand the code, you can then use it. That is the right way to use AI. So we also have AI powered mental health therapists. We have um, therapists that lives on your phone now, and people are using them. Like a lot of people are using AI powered therapists, a chatbot that actually checks up on them, talks with them, advises them, etc. So if you are a mental health therapist, your job will change. If you're not able to be a person that is able to use these tools, for example, if you're a therapist, create a version of yourself in AI and let it be limited so people can actually use that as a way to get to you, like to get to, actually talk to you. So it's like a trial. I don't know, you have to think in that sort of sense that, okay, if things are changing, I also have to change how I operate. So the same thing goes for customer care reps. If you're a customer care rep, your job is being automated as you speak. It has already been automated already. People have tools that allow AI to converse with a customer and not have any issues with saying, "Oh, I'm tired," or "I'm not available. I'm eating." It's always online. It's always available, and it's cheap. So you have to be a person that knows how to use these tools. You don't necessarily need to know how to code or build AI, but knowing how to use AI is essential. Same thing goes for social media managers, and the list is endless. I can't touch on everything, but new roles are coming up every day. New roles are coming up every day, and old roles are dying off, really. So the essential tech skills you need to have. If you're going to be an AI engineer or a machine learning engineer, you need to know one of these languages. In fact, most importantly, you need to know this language. You need to know Python because Python is currently the only language that is being used to build AI. You understand? Python right here, like for the past 20 years, I say at least 10 years, Python has been the tool, the language strictly for AI. And that choice is just because, not just because it's sort of simple to learn and use. It is also, how would I say it? It's also portable. It's portable in the sense that Python allows you to get a package or tool that will assist you in doing your job, and then it's sort of like a very versatile program. You can build apps with it, you can build websites, you can build servers, you can build tools, whatever it is, really. It's that kind of, it's general purpose. So for AI, it's just the best because one, you can convert your mathematical solutions into a program, into a code format. This makes it, and Python makes it so possible because you have tools like scikit-learn. One, scikit-learn, you have tools like um, TensorFlow, you have tools like Conda. There are a lot of tools that assist that would assist you in programming when it comes to AI, when it comes to doing machine learning when it comes to building AI-powered apps. But you understanding Python is very essential if you are going to become a programmer in the future that is a machine learning engineer or an AI engineer, basically. So JavaScript as well. JavaScript is purely for you bringing your product to the internet. Say you have built a website or you built an app with JavaScript and your backend is used with Python, which involves AI. Perfect. Also, R is quite similar to Python. R is I'd say R is purely for data scientists and data engineers. They need to understand R to manipulate data, to work with data in a sort of mathematical fashion. It's not too much maths, basically, but you need to know how data works. Everything you see as a text in the computer is actually series of numbers. So learning Python is a good investment. Learning JavaScript is a good investment. Learning R is a good investment. Just depends on your focus. Are you focused on machine learning? Are you focused on front-end development with AI? Are you focused on data science? It's your choice. So yeah, like I mentioned, you can learn TensorFlow if you are heading into Python and AI engineering or machine learning. You need to learn TensorFlow, you need to learn PyTorch, you need to learn scikit-learn. So these three tools, they are not programming languages. They're actually tools. Let's call them tools. They're development tools that allows you to easily work with data, that allows you to easily build a model. The models you see today, GPT, um, ChatGPT, and code, just call them GPTs. They're all GPTs. They are all built with TensorFlow or PyTorch or scikit-learn. Each one of them are called machine learning libraries. So data handling, data processing, visualization, this has to do with data engineers. It's essential. AI needs data engineers. So if you are good with data pre-processing, if you're good with data visualization, make sure that you are actually learning how to infuse AI into your process. Cloud computing. If you are, into, say, developer operations, you can then move into machine learning operations. It's called ML ops. So basically, that means that you need to learn how to use AWS, AI services, Google Cloud AI services, Azure AI services to advance and further your knowledge and your career because they all have tools in AI and they actually they are looking for people that are professionals in using those tools. Imagine that, right? So let's quickly move on. We have non-technical skills that actually matter. You may not be a programmer, you may not be a person that is into coding, basically not a programmer, but you need to learn these skills as they are essential. Problem solving and critical thinking. You need to be a person that is always thinking ahead. You need to be a person that is always thinking about the future, not because of anxiety, no, but because you can be innovative, because you can be a person that offers solution to problems, and you are like, okay, I have an idea, and I can actually share this with someone. I can actually solve this with AI. You need to be that person. So you need to also communicate effectively. You need to actually make sure that you are communicating either with AI or with a person. Even with AI, if you are not able to express yourself perfectly well, the AI will not understand you. It wouldn't give you the needed results that you're looking for. You need to be a person that is a collaborator. You need to collaborate. You need to have teamwork. You need to actually be out there, meet people, join groups, work on an AI idea. You don't need to necessarily look for people that are offering, I don't know, whatever it is. You can go for an internship, you can go for a job, or you can work on your own personal project. But basically, connect to people. You can't really do it alone. You need to be out there with the community. If you don't have a community where you are, start a community. So you need to adapt. I need to learn continuously. You need to make sure that you are learning whatever that's like new in AI. It could be something trending, there could be something new. You need to stay ahead of the curve. You need to stay at the edge. Always be the person receiving newsletters about, oh, there's a new AI product, there's a new AI advancement. You need to always know that. So let's move on. So how to build your AI career path. Like I said, you need to learn continuously. So right now, if you know nothing about AI, if you know nothing about AI engineering, you need to get yourself a course from either Coursera, Udemy, EDX, or whatever platform that is offering those courses, right? Make sure that you are investing into yourself. Make sure that you are learning continuously. Get your hands on projects. Contribute to AI, open source AI project. Open source means it's public. The code does not belong to one person, it belongs to everybody. So if you feel confident that you've learned something, test your skills by contributing to projects that are actually going on. That will give you the recognition that you need. And then if you do this perfectly well, you're able to network, go to AI conferences. You can find them on LinkedIn, you can find them on GitHub, wherever you find them. Check out people that are speaking, check out people that are attending, network. You can talk to somebody on LinkedIn for the event, dates, introduce yourself, what you do, your interest in AI. There are people that are actually very, very serious about AI and they are working day and night to make sure AI is cheap, AI is accessible, AI is just out there. So make sure you build a portfolio. Make sure you showcase the work that you've done in AI. Make sure you showcase your ideas. It may not be your own, may not be jobs you've done. It may just be ideas you have. Build a simple version of it, put it out there. Show people that you are actually doing something to contribute to AI. So it could be a technical project, could be a non-technical project, could be content, could be a blog post, whatever it is, put it out there. So overcoming career challenges. So you may be scared that AI is going to take your job. You need to actually learn to work with AI, not against it. You may be scared that, oh, maybe people that are web designers, they may be scared that, oh, AI is going to take my job because actually AI is taking away jobs. But you need to actually learn how to work with AI and not fight against it and not be like, oh, I hate AI. Because if you stay stuck, you'd not really like yourself when you see how the future operates. Because things will change and people would be like, what you're doing is outdated and they wouldn't really want to work with you because you are not doing what is actually modern. You understand? Right now we are like, okay, the things that we're doing are modern things, but now it's going to be obsolete in time. So gain experience. Start small with AI powered projects and tools. Just do something that is AI related. Generate an image, write about something, um, work on a little project, use ChatGPT to generate a game, whatever it is, put it out there. So it's actually going to help you to gain experience. And then it's not just to generate code or generate something. Learn why it works. Ask the AI to tell you why that code works. So the future of AI in careers. Um, AI driven roles become mainstream. Like I said, the future. Nobody would want to work with a person that does not use AI in their day-to-day job. Hybrid jobs will emerge. For example, AI-powered cybersecurity, AI in marketing. So the jobs that I listed before, they will come up. Those jobs will come up, and there'll be new roles. There'll be new studies. In fact, some people would actually see the rise of AI majorly in what we learn. So you could go to school and become, say, an AI powered cybersecurity engineer. Your degree is specifically focused on AI. So, point is, you need to actually transform as well. So companies will seek AI literate professionals across all tech fields. If you're looking for a job in the future and you don't use AI, they will not answer your email. So real life career transitions. These are a list of AI these are a list of jobs that are pretty much traditional, that are not, AI powered currently, but there are AI powered roles that are actually coming up for them. So if you are a software developer, you can transition to becoming an AI engineer. If you're a data analyst, you transition to being a AI data scientist. If you're a product designer, whatever you are doing, as you can see, everything is powered by AI, which basically means that the job, the job has become something else. Like it's literally not just a traditional means or method of the way you do things. Imagine the difference between a financial analyst and an AI financial advisor. There's obviously a difference because instead of having one, two, three interns, that person has probably 50 AI agents that are interns or financial advisors working to gather data, working to predict financial outcomes. Then it would present that data to the person that is controlling that AI. I'd say, okay, this is the result. And a job that will take a month is done in a week. That's the advantage. So you need to find wherever you are. If you are just a product designer, if you're a virtual assistant, if you're an educator, a graphic designer, you need to bring in AI into your workforce. So key takeaways. AI is transforming careers. You need to embrace it. You need to change your mindset if you're the kind of person that is scared about AI taking your job, if you're the kind of person that is sort of worried about some sort of AI doomsday or a world where AI is going to kill everybody and whatever, you need to change your mindset about that so you can actually embrace AI and use AI to transform your career. You need to learn AI related skills to stay ahead. You need to be always learning because AI is advancing. AI has three major sectors right now. There's voice, there is vision, and there's text. So imagine a future where AI has the ability to actually be out there like normal human beings, have locomotion, they can walk, they can basically live like humans. So point is, AI is going to replace a job that a person has to go to the office for, maybe a factory job or whatever it is. You have to learn how things work in future. So you need to build real world projects and showcase your work. This right here, you can't stay and just wait for yourself to be noticed to get it right. So you need to actually build real world projects and showcase your work. If you are somebody that's getting into tech, or you are somebody that is transitioning careers, so you're going from a software engineer to an AI engineer, or you're going from a product designer to an AI powered product designer, whatever it is, you need to showcase your work. So you keep learning and networking in the AI space. This is the only way you can actually find out what's going on. And this is not difficult, it's fine. You can check on LinkedIn, you can check on it's majorly LinkedIn, right? But even Twitter as well. But basically, find out the network events in your space. Find out people that are leaders in this space. Find out people that are actually building things. Find out the companies that are actually building AI, and then join their space. So you can't just rely on information that is like public. So public information is good, yes, but be part of something. So I find out that AI, you need to know that AI is a tool to enhance human potential. You just need to accept it. We are not creating AI to take away jobs. AI is to enhance the things that we do, how we live, and how we actually take care of ourselves. So a lot of times say that we dedicate years to a career, which is a good thing. But at the same time, we see the negative side effects of all these things. And you see how AI can actually help in actually making sure that we achieve our goals in our careers, in our lives, quicker than usual, and actually live a long life. I'm saying it in that angle, and I'll tell you why. Because you can have a job where you work for 30 years and you see that you're basically having to not earn as much as you should, or your investments are basically what the things that you're able to get that time. But point is, if you lose that job, maybe you would have trouble retiring. You would have trouble doing the things that you normally do. So point is, you need to be ahead. You need to use AI to make sure that you are achieving your goals in the right time, like the time that you set for yourself. Because if you can build a project with AI in a shorter period of time, then you can actually make sure your life is moving in the path that you actually want it to move on and actually, achieve your goals in record time. And this is not something that is being rushed or whatever. It's efficiency. You need to do things efficiently, and then you need to also make sure that you have time for yourself, because that's the point of AI. If we're always busy with the world, we're always distracted by the things that we need to do and etc., then we forget to live life. Basically, we just become robots, and we live like we don't actually live, or we're not actually humans rather. So AI is a tool to enhance human potential. It's not to destroy. But then there will be people that would use AI for bad things, people that will use AI for things that are not good. It's just like anything in life, there are advantages and disadvantages. So that's why we also have to be security conscious of the kind of information that we put out there, information that we give to the public or whatever. So the key to success is adaptability, learning, and innovation. That is just it. If you're not in AI, fine. But if you are able to adapt, if you're able to learn, and if you're able to innovate, you can get into AI and have no problem with it. So the future belongs to those who embrace AI and not fear it. That's just the truth. A lot of us are going to be much older in the future, but the coming generation will obviously be a generation that is actually built for AI. They would use AI at the beginning of their lives, and we would be say, okay, we were there before everything. But point is, we're going to see AI change. We're going to see people change, and we have to be a part of that future. We have to embrace it. We need to make sure that we're not using AI to harm others. Really, it's very important because AI can be scary. The things that can be achieved with AI is quite scary, but we need to embrace it and also use AI for good. So, um, I mean, if you have any questions, anything about AI, resources, tools that you may need to learn, I'm pretty much available to answer those questions. Um, this is basically the end of my presentation, and I hope that I was able to actually impact you guys with information and knowledge that would help you in actually advancing your career in tech. Thank you so much.
All right, please let's use the reaction as we give a round of applause to our first speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. Precious. That was a really exciting and informative session. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for advising. Thank you for the opportunity to host you. Okay, so before we
Thank you.
move on to, so we're going to be taking question and answers immediately after our second speaker is done. So in the meantime, let me just introduce you to some of our services here in Bincom, and also watch out on the chat. There will be a link to
All right, apologies. Please, can we hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. So I guess Miss Joy is actually having maybe network issues. So I will just take off from where she stopped. Just please watch out on the chat box. We'll be dropping a link for us to get our feedback concerning this session. And just look out for the link on the chat box. And next, we'll be having our second speaker, Mr. Bade. Mr. Bade is the CTO of Bincom Dev Center and is also the co-founder of Emigrate AI. So he'll be taking us through his own idea and thoughts around the theme and topic for this ICT career talk. So let's all sit back and have Mr. Bade. Welcome, sir. You have the floor now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And hi, everyone. Thank you for having me in this session. I will just be adding my thoughts to what the first speaker has shared, which was really, really comprehensive and has made my job really easy. My job would just be to share just a little bit of insight from my perspective as regards this topic, to say building a career in the field of, in this new age of AI. My summary is this, and I think the first speaker also mentioned it, but my summary is this, that AI will not take your job. Somebody using AI will take your job. What you should do is become that somebody using AI. And that's the summary of my conversation today, to say that AI in itself, where we are in the age of AI, we're not yet at the age of artificial general intelligence, which is at the point where AI is able to think synonymous to an human being. We are not yet there. There's a lot of arguments in whether or not we are close or we are not close to AGI. You can ask me what I think later, but we are not there yet. We are currently in the age of generative AI, agentic AI really, and then coming into the age of physical AI. The point is that a lot is going on in the field. A lot of invention, a lot of research, a lot of discovery, a lot of innovation is going on in the field of AI. And it's impacting every industry. But these types of disruptions are not new. For some of us, we are old enough to remember an age where people were typing on typewriters. For some of us, we remember an age where you needed to have a fax machine in your institution or in your organization. For some of us, remember the age where we did have phones, but not mobile phones. But then there were phones that were not smart, and then there were feature phones, and then we started having smartphones. We remember the age where some of our smartphones had keypads. And in fact, there was a time when I personally said I didn't want a phone that did not have keypads. Right? That's early days when touchscreen phones were coming out and all. And I was one of those ones. Although I'm into tech and I was really good with tech, it took me a while to transition to a touchscreen phone. And so I'm just painting a picture to say all of those disruptions have happened and we're all still here. What it has done is it has increased our productivity. It has increased our outputs. Moore's law, although Moore's law is now getting over, we're almost at the point where it no longer will exist. But we're at the point, what I'm saying is that all of these disruptions has made us better as a race, as human beings. And that has been the general trend. To say, yes, it may have taken centuries for human beings to move from fire to having mechanized machineries. It may have taken us maybe decades to move from the industrial age to the information age in the 80s and 90s. And it's only taken few years to move from that into the AI age that we have today. So we are moving faster, we are breaking things, we are reshaping industries, but all of this is not new. From an AI perspective, or let me start from the internet perspective, we used to have Web 1, which was the semantic web, which was the web that was just static. You could only get information from the web, but you couldn't talk back to the websites that you were browsing. So you could get information, but not vice versa. But very quickly, we came to Web 2, where we started having social media, we started having collaborative web. We started having conversations on the web. You could browse on a site and respond back to the site, and in real time, you can get a feedback and so on. And there's a lot of different innovation that came up at that time. And then we got to the likes of Web3, and then we got to the likes of even IoT, Internet of Things, and all. So a lot has changed, but with all of those innovation and all of those changes, what has typically happened is that we became better, we became faster, we became more productive, we became more efficient. AI, at the very least, until it gets to maybe artificial super intelligence. So AGI, ASI is at the point where artificial intelligence thinks better than a human being, right? AGI is when it is analogous to the human, and we are not even at AGI yet, not to talk of ASI. So AI is just going to help us become better and more productive. But what I'm saying is that more productive has an impact. And I'll start from the likes of senior developers versus junior developers, software engineering. To say that in the past, the way software engineering industries were built is that if you had a team, you probably have a team of maybe 2 senior developers, 4 junior developers to be able to build solutions, and maybe a product manager, a scrum master, and then they form a team and then they build solutions. They deliver it in weeks or in months, and all. It used to be in years, and then over time we came up with the agile methodology that helped us to start delivering incrementally, but in weeks, sprints that are in weeks. The role of the junior developer is disappearing, and it is because of AI. We now have tools like Cursor. We now have tools like Replit Agent. We now have tools like, even in VS Code, there are plugins now that you can install that would generate code at the very least at the level of a very good junior developer. When I say junior developer, it means that it makes mistakes. It may not get it as well as a senior would, who has all the experience and everything, but it's able to generate enough code and good enough code for you to have a first iteration of whatever product or solution that you are building. I'm not talking about what will happen in the future. I'm talking about what exists right now as of today. If you go on Replit Agent, although you have to pay, or you go on Cursor, which is free, not fully free, freemium, basically, you can generate some of this code today. If you go on Lovable Apps, you can generate a website or an app, or at least the front end of that app, and it will work really, really well. And if you want stuff in the back end, database driven, and so on, there are tools you can use for that. When I was talking about the history of the web, we already had the no-code stroke, low-code environments before now, where you had some that were close to, you don't even need to know the abstraction layer at all. And there were some that were close to the abstraction layer. My point here is that it then threatens the requirement for a junior developer. The average senior developer probably will still have a job because somebody has to be accountable for the final product. Somebody has to be accountable for what is being delivered and so on. But this is a role that was common that will disappear. Product managers at the junior level, similarly, There are tools now that will generate a bunch of the things that you typically would do. If you need to write a user story, that's product owners. If you needed to write a user story today, you can put in some of your thoughts in Gemini, and it's going to generate information for you. It's going to generate that story well detailed with annotations if needed and everything needed. And interestingly, you can copy all of that story into one of those code builders I mentioned, and it will deliver it for you. Network administration. There are tools now that is able to monitor for anomalies. There are tools now able to configure. There are tools now able to do several of those. Video editing. I had a session yesterday where I showed that, I mean, things you would have needed a month, maybe 2 weeks, or maybe even 30 minutes a few years back, you could do now by simply prompting video generation tools. Manual testing, when you build solutions, and there's a software, well, not the SDET part, but yeah, even SDETs are also threatened now with automation. But if manual testing will disappear, if not completely, mostly. And so the trend I'm sort of painting is the fact that some of the roles that we know today, they are going to change. The frequency and the need for them in organizations will continue to reduce. And like our first speaker talked about, whatever role it is you're doing today, you may want to start thinking of how you want to add AI into it. I'm coming to that. But it doesn't stop in just the knowledge tracks, because entire industries are also being disrupted, are also changing, are also going to look different. Self-driving cars, and yes, you may say it's not just AI, it's not just generative AI, it's generative AI plus physical AI. It's still AI at the end of the day. And so transportation will change. We now have cities that have self-driving cars that are working in parallel with regular cars. I'm not saying what will happen in the future. I'm talking about, I believe, LA, California, and a couple of cities. They already have Waymos that are going about the city. Ubers are now some Uber rides will now come pick you up from a self-driving car. Tesla, one of the big visions for Tesla, the automobile company, is that when you buy a car, and for most people that own cars, half of the time your car is just sitting in your garage or parked, not doing anything. The car can go around and go and do Uber rides, maybe not Uber, but it will go and do like taxi business for you, and your car starts earning you money. These are not things happening in the future. These are things going on now. Hollywood is also being disrupted because more and more, we've not gotten to the point where AI will generate the entire blockbuster movie. But a number of roles around CGI, around generating effects, special effects, and several of those, AI is now doing it at the same level as those experts, and in some cases, much better. But medicine as well, because now we are finding AI that is able to read X-rays, results of tests, and are able to predict better than the average junior person that was supposed to do those prediction or reading those results in the first place. I'm not saying as of today that AI can become the doctor, although it can recommend a lot to the doctor. And the reason why AI can become the doctor is because it's still buggy. It still hallucinates. Maybe 1 out of 100 times at the very least, for the very best of the AI, it can tell you something totally different. It will be sincerely wrong. And so there are industries that can't risk that because you need 99.99% accuracy. The story I'm saying here is the fact that all of these is here today. And so the question I was posed, which is the question of the theme, is what should I be doing as a junior person getting into the field of tech, or as a person in the field of tech looking to ensure that I'm not replaced? As I said, what I believe would happen, or what is happening right now, is AI will not take your job. Somebody using AI will. Your job then is be that somebody using AI. Teams that needed 10 people to do something before would need two, maybe even one in some cases. When I said two, because maybe a backup in case somebody is off sick, then the other person is there. Because if you have AI agents doing the work for you, then what you just need is someone that can approve it to make sure everything is fine, ticks the box, put in that human layer. And gradually, as the AI gets better, even that human layer may start disappearing. There are things that you can start doing, which is most of the roles that AI will replace would be things that are repetitive, routine tasks that are repetitive. If you find yourself in any one of those kinds of tasks or those kinds of roles, you may want to think twice as regards the future of your role. But then you should also question the things that you're doing and the required outcome of those things. Today, we have software as a service that has become really ubiquitous. Back in the days when I was starting out my career, if you wanted to buy a software, you would buy a CD of that software and then you would install it, or in some of those softwares, they would need the CD to be in your CD-ROM drive for it to run. We had software as a service, which started replacing that because you could then get access to that solution when you needed it. You pay for the use that you needed it for at that time, whether monthly or and so on, or volume based, depending on the pricing model. Now we're getting to a point where we are now talking about results as a service. We're getting to the point now where we are now looking at AI agents. And it was interesting that about 2 weeks ago or so, there was a vacancy that came out to say they were trying to recruit AI agents. And it was interesting, but that's the world that we are getting into, that you are competing on even the job sites for AI agents. Don't forget that even the job sites, as employers are using AI tools to shortlist candidates are also using AI tools to apply for roles. So there's a lot of confusion up and down. Anthropic, one of the AI foundational model AI companies, recently said to candidates that please stop using AI to apply for jobs in our company, because we want to know you, not the AI assisted version of you. Very interesting, but that's the world we are in. You may want to question why your role exists. What is the end result that your role exists for? And ensure that you are well protected as regards that end result, not the activity designed to generate that result. That also go for companies, because for some companies, what they do is that they work with other organizations. So they are not producing the end result. They are helping organizations get an end result. Some of those companies will be replaced because their client company will figure out that, oh, I can hire an AI agent that can do the same thing that I've been paying these expensive consultants or these expensive subcontracting company millions of dollars to do. And so you need to also be careful in terms of where you are positioned in the chain for delivery of the outcome, delivery of the results. Finally, you may want to look at new problems that are coming out because of AI. One of the industries coming out now is AI ethics. A question, and I wonder where you stand for those of you listening. where do you stand on this question? When you went to school and you needed to learn a particular topic, you would read people's books. You would learn from professors. You would learn from lecturers. You would buy one copy of the book in some cases, or you will subscribe to videos or whatever way you learned. You learned from information. And that was fine. You weren't breaking anyone's copyright. But then foundational models also need to learn. And they need to learn by consuming all of the data available to them. The more data they have, the better they learn, because generative AI is just that, generative AI, which means it's generating or regenerating based on data it has been trained on. That's what it is. And so the question is AI breaking your copyright? If it is ingested, is a company breaking your copyright if they ingest your book to train a foundational model? I'm not a lawyer. I'm in the field of tech, so I have an opinion, but these kinds of cases are making their way upwards to Supreme Courts all over the world. Because should AI be able to learn from all of the information in the world that is available in the public domain, or should it not be able to do so? Similar with art as well, similar with music. So there are several cases going on based on this. And then question is, where do you stand? New problems are being created because of AI. New problems like recruitment. If I'm being interviewed, or if you are interviewing someone, and I mentioned how Anthropic is trying to deal with it, and they ask you to write your personal statement, is it ethical to use AI to write the personal statement? Because is that really you, or is that really AI talking on your behalf and saying exactly what the recruiter wants to hear to be able to get the job? Many problems, but all of those are theoretical problems. There are new problems that are coming out in your own field because of the advent of AI. Where you want to position yourself is being one of the solution providers to that problem. And so one of the last few things I'll leave with you is that you want to become the AI ambassador of your team. You want to become the AI ambassador of your organization. You want to become the AI ambassador of your ecosystem. Many, many, many years ago, there were people that if you had problems with your computer, or you had problems with your internet, or you had problems with your device, you would go to for them to help you solve it. Sometimes for free, sometimes you had to pay. You want to become that kind of person, particularly in AI now. So if you are a team of software developer, be that one that is able to show how to do it 10 times faster with AI. If you are part of product management, be that one that is the AI product manager, the one that can actually do things much faster. You can build your roadmap in seconds rather than in weeks. You can build your problem statement. You can do customer survey with AI. Recognize the opportunity that it brings and continually learn, because this today is the worst that it can ever be. It will only become better and better and better. And so it's up to you. The onus lies on you to make sure that you are on top of these new technology. People don't like hearing this, but it's the truth. You are competing with other individuals for roles. And even if you're a startup founder, you're competing with other individuals for clients. You're competing with other individuals for investment. Who do you think your employer, your future employer, should pick? the one that is delivering results at 1x or the one that is delivering results at 3x supported by AI? Do the maths. Because for the one doing at 1x, what the employer sees is I need to pay 3 people to get this same result. But the one doing at 3x or maybe 10x in some cases, I only need to pay for one. And maybe AI tools, many of them which are really cheap, cost much less than an average human pay. And so this is my own submission to say building a career in the age of AI is about paying attention, is about continuous learning, and is about being on top of that AI tools generally, and being that ambassador for AI, regardless of your level. Whether you're a beginner today, be that one. It's even a bigger opportunity because you can springboard to expert level in 3 months with AI engineering. So you don't have to wait 2 years to become intermediate and then another 3 years to become expert. We are all learning at the same time now. So if you're a beginner, there's a lot of opportunity. If you're already intermediate, that means you already have a lot of skill. There's a lot that you can do. If you're an expert, ensure that you can remain expert because you want to include AI in your expertise. You don't have a choice because the alternative is you being replaced. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation and this amazing presentation. Thank you very much, Mr. Precious, and thank you very much to Mr. Badi. Thank you very much. We really had a lot and we learned a lot from this presentation you made. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me, please?
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that. So I'll be talking about Bincom Dev Center here because just like the host has said, this event is brought to us by Bincom Dev Center. So give me a few minutes, let me just share my screen. So I'll be talking about what Bincom Dev Center is all about and what our services are. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, welcome back. So this event is brought to us by Bincom Dev Center. And Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology talent development and solution platform. And we have our office at different locations, just like the one virtually near us here at Yaba, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna State, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, Warri Delta State, then also in United Kingdom. And we are planning on getting more expanded as much as more location. And Bincom Dev Center focuses on 3 key pillars, which is building tech talent, enhancing tech talent, and building startups. And under these 3 key pillars, we have different services, which is the Bincom Academy, Bincom Tech Internship, Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, and Bincom Global Tech Program. Then under the second key pillar, which is the enhancing tech talent, we have our Bincom Tech Network, just like the community event we are having, the ICT Career Talk and other projects. Then we have our Light Space and Emigrate Tech Visa, then Bincom Tech Mentoring Platform, and Bincom Tech Career Coaching. Then under the third pillar, which is the building startup, we have our Labs by Bincom. So I'll be talking more about these services one after the other so we can get to understand the services. So under the Bincom Academy, which is the Montessori approach in training participants in basic skills needed for the modern technology ecosystem. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me, please? Hello, can anyone hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you, please.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Then we have our Bincom Tech internship, which is designed to enable people in intermediate skills, level gain mastery and expertise over a period of time. And we have our Bincom Tech apprenticeship, which is an industrial attachment at various skill levels to gain experience and on-job training. Then we have our Bincom Tech Network, which is our community events and projects. Just like I said, the one we are having here, and is geared at giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. This focuses on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how to prepare for the future in technology. And we also have our light space there, which is organized space and is created for various events, either for seminar, conferences, and get together. So if you are planning on any event, like I said, either seminar, conference, and get together, we are available at your service. Then also we have our Global Tech Program, which is a solution to launch your tech career globally. It is a 1 to 2 year program focused on 3 key pillars, which is your learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure. Then we have our Emigrate Tech Visa, and this Emigrate Tech Visa helps you become globally attractive. Like, it helps you become globally attractive. And it's also an enable pathway to relocation and settlement in countries like UK, Canada, USA, France, and many more. And also we have our Bincom mentoring platform. Sorry, please, can you confirm if you can hear me, please? Are we together?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much for that. So we have our Bincom mentoring platform, which is structured mentoring solution to help mentors add values to their mentees for the purpose of building globally attractive techies. And also our Labs by Bincom. It is a 3 to 6 month incubator program, and that brings together participants to build a digital technology product which will be used by the real life user. Then the last one, and many more also, we have our Bincom Tech Career Coaching, which helps individuals to land their next role faster by offering a combination of coaching, relevant jobs on experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, and handholding through applications and interview process and much more. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I'll be dropping different links for these services in the chat box. So you can do well to go through the links and check more about our services. Then also there is a link roaming about in the chat box, which is your community feedback form. I would like every one of us to fill the form and let's get your opinion, suggestion, or experience so far about this event. So I would like to get your feedback about this event by filling the form. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So we'll be moving on to the question and answer section. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So let's do well by asking our question. If you have any questions in mind or the one you've jotted down or you've taken note of within the speakers, and all the speakers here are available to give response to your questions. So do well to ask your questions. So
Thanks so much, Harriet, for that. All right, so we'll be taking our questions now, and we can use the chat box to drop our questions, so any of our speakers can actually answer them while they are still with us. I'll be giving us some questions. That's reading out some questions that we already have here. while we still wait for us to get our question on the chat box. All right, please, can we confirm we can hear me?
Loud and clear. I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. All right, so the first question we have here and is directed to both speakers is that if we were starting our tech career from scratch today, knowing what you know now, what would be our first step? So Mr. Pushas can go first, then Mr. Bade goes later.
Okay, all right. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can, sir.
Okay, so if I get the question right, the person is asking if they are starting from scratch in their career in tech and how they can. I didn't get that last part. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, knowing what you know right now, as per your experience,
Okay.
for those of us wanting to venture into tech today, what would you advise to be our first step?
Okay, so what I would advise is your first step should be to learn what is actually modern. You need to focus on content, resources, lectures, or whatever it may be that's actually updated and modern. So you could be interested in learning front-end development or back-end development or product design, but then the focus should be on you learning what is up to date and current. It's very important because in tech, tech is always evolving and there are new methods every day. There are new solutions. There are new products that comes up. So it's very important that you focus on learning what is actually updated because most newbies make the mistake of focusing on content that is pretty much old. And then you realize that what you've been learning is something that is no more in use. You understand? So also I would say you should focus on getting the right mentorship. If you are a newbie and you don't know anything about tech, you should focus on getting the right mentorship because not everyone can, do the learning on their own or actually get the resources that they need to learn and become, that person that they want to be in their careers. So first off, focus on the right and updated content. Secondly, make sure you are meeting or getting the right mentorship. It's very important that you are around the right people, around the right network, so you can actually learn and contribute. Lastly, I would say, with my knowledge, I'd say that it's very important that you learn continuously. Like you need to show passion for learning tech. As a newbie, you need to have passion for it, and that's just the truth. And your passion can be geared towards whatever that's your that is like maybe you have a goal for learning technology. So that goal has to fuel your passion because technology is not it's not a quick thing. It's not something you just wake up and decide to do, and then tomorrow you get it up. There are people that have been in tech for more than 10 years, and we are still learning every day as it comes. So I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Precious. We'll just take Mr. Bade's thought on this as well.
Okay, sure. So I think you need to identify a knowledge track that you're going to be starting going with. I mean, first of all, assuming you already have a passion for IT, you need to identify a knowledge track. Now, if you're an absolute beginner in any field at all, then of course, just identify a knowledge track. But if you've already been in a different industry before, identify transferable skill that can sort of jumpstart your career. That's something else you may want to take a look at. So if you've been doing things like sales before, maybe not in tech, that could be transferable skill. If you've been doing marketing before, that could be transferable skill that will shape your decision on a learner track that you want to pick in the field of tech. as we've talked about, AI has reshaped a lot of industries, and AI is also going to cancel a number of industry in the long run. So you want to make sure that whatever industry or knowledge track is the way I like thinking about it. Whatever knowledge track that you are picking, make sure that it is sort of defensible in the short run at the very least. So something like IT support is something that will likely reduce drastically. You may want to think of something like DevOps, cloud engineering, and all. They are all related, similar to IT support, but that in itself is a bigger opportunity because with cloud engineering comes the likes of cybersecurity, and all of those are needs that we will have a lot of needs for, particularly in the age of AI. So you want to sort of identify to say what is the knowledge track. Then there's a framework that we use in Bincom Dev Center, which is learn skills, gain experience, gain exposure in that field that you have picked up. In all of that, you will need mentorship, you will need direction, you will need to make sure that you're working on live projects, you are working on things that real life customers are using, meaning that you are delivering value, and all of that will help you grow over a period of time. So the first thing is choose another track, and some of those things I mentioned should be able to help you do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Saz. There's something I've picked from both of your answers is that mentorship is a very important thing in your tech career, basically. So we might want to pay attention to that, regardless of your expertise, regardless of the knowledge track you will be choosing. I feel mentorship is something that we all should actually pay attention to. Thank you so much, Saz. I'm still checking the chat box for questions regarding what the speakers have said so far. If you have any question or you want to share by unmuting your mic, you can just use the raise hand function and we'll get you to speak. From the response we've had from the speakers so far, I would want to throw another question around um, and this is to Mr. Barry directly. With AI that is evolving so fast, you made mention that some of the jobs would actually be taken away and new jobs will actually come into existence. So how do we ensure we are preparing ourselves for those jobs that are not even in existence yet?
Sure. So let me use programming for example, because it's an easy one to use. The core of programming is actually logical reasoning. And if some of us did maths, or I think it's maths, not arithmetic, you had to do things like quantitative analysis, or is it qualitative analysis back then, where you needed to look at shapes and see what are the similarities in these shapes and all of that, which is like the base of it. Interestingly, that qualitative analysis is part of the things that AI is not able to do effectively yet as of today, and it's part of the ways we test AI today to see how well AI can do in passing a bunch of tests. The last human exam, that's not the correct name, but you can Google it. So to answer the question is, you want to make sure you get to that rudimentary core of that knowledge track. Logical reasoning, for example, for a software developer, empathy, critical thinking for a product manager. Those are the kinds of things that you want to, such that whatever changes there are, and there are some that we may not be able to predict, those things will still distill down to some of those founding fundamental principles. And so make sure that you are really strong in those fundamentals, because you'll be able to use it for anything else that you need to use it for. An example I'll give is, I always say to software developers that if you know one programming language, you technically know all programming languages. You may need about a week for you to understand the syntax and the way of thinking for the next programming language, but you actually can learn it pretty quickly, because you know one and you're really strong in one. You can learn many more very quickly. So yeah, those are the kinds of things to look at, and then look at trends as well. Look at things that are coming out. All of those trends also start telling you a story about what is to come.
Okay, thank you so much. While that question was directly to Mr. Bade, I would also want to get Mr. Precious' thoughts on it as well. Hello, Mr. Precious, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Would you please repeat the question? Let me just get a full understanding for our
Okay.
side.
All right. So we're trying to say with the involvement of AI and how fast it's going, we've established that a lot of jobs will be taken away and new jobs will be coming into play, which we are not even aware of. So we are asking that how can we as techies prepare ourselves to even be relevant for those jobs that we don't even know of right now.
Okay. All right. That's actually an easy one. And I would say that it's very important that you think about your current job, if you have a job or if you are just getting into tech, but whatever you choose to do, it may not be something that AI has automated yet, you know. So, for example, there are some jobs that AI would definitely automate, and you know, those people would definitely have the same concern that you have. So, what you can do is this: first of all, you need to learn what is trending, what's going on in the industry for AI in your field. You could be in you could be in health, medical. You could be in health. You could be in software engineering. You could be in trading. Whatever it is, there is always an innovation going on. So it's so important that you have information on what tools or what innovations are going on with AI, and because if you do not have information, then you'll be in the dark, basically. So first, you need to be a person that is always proactive. You need to search the internet. You need to be part of social media groups that actually talk about AI, and it could be specific to what you actually do. So if you are a software engineer, join groups that are actually actively discussing about software engineering products in AI. AI-powered tools, AI-powered solutions, whatever it may be, just make sure that you are kept aware of the trends that are going on. And secondly, I would say it's very important that um that you continuously improve yourself. Yeah. Because if you know how to do a particular thing in a particular way, with AI, you need to actually be open-minded. You need to learn how to do things in a different way and then adapt. So those two things are important: the right information and also having the right mindset. Having the right mindset to actually develop yourself and grow in your career for AI. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So yeah, continuous development, continuous learning, having these soft human skills that can uniquely stand us out whatsoever the changes that we're experiencing in the tech industry is actually one of those ways that I've picked out from the answers given to us. That we can stay relevant even for the jobs we are not aware of that will be coming shortly. Thanks so much for your responses to these both speakers. I'm still checking the chat box to see if we have any questions. Um, so yeah, one other thing I want to just mention here is we talked about both speakers have indirectly talked about mentorship again. So if you are that techie that still have some questions around how to stay relevant or even how to begin, you can actually leverage on our mentorship platform here. The links are on the chat box. You can go through the chat box and find out the link concerning the tech mentorship platform, where we'll be able to give you good mentorship on how to scale in your tech journey. Okay, so I will just ask one more question while waiting for a question on the chat box. Uh, okay, I think we have one on the chat box already from Amarachuku. Amarachuku, would you want to unmute and speak directly, or I should just read it out to the speakers? Okay, maybe I'll just read that. So Amachiko is saying, as an information scientist who is focusing on virtual assistants and research assistants, I use AI to generate information resources, but there's a lot online, and due to this information explosion, it's difficult to get valuable information resources. Now, the question is, how do I filter this research using AI? And as a virtual assistant, is there an AI-powered app that can help with administrative support?
Um,
Did we get the question? Okay.
I did get the question, so I wasn't sure. Who would you like to answer? Should I go?
Okay, you can go first, Mr. Badi. Project will come last.
Okay then. So for the first part of the question, so Amarachi, I need you to realize that the reason why you have that job is because of these problems that you have identified that AI is still not yet able to solve fully by itself. First question, how do I filter the research using AI? Deep research is a new mode. It's not new. It's a mode that many of the AI tools now have made free. So if you go on Gemini, you can switch to deep research mode. If you go on ChatGPT, you needed to pay $200 a month to be able to use it before. It is now free. And it's the same thing for many of them. So if you use deep research mode, what it does is that the AI will check its answer, will Google it, will use browser to search the internet and try and find more information, such that whatever it's bringing out back to you, they say it is like PhD level research. It doesn't mean the AI may still not make a mistake. It's just that it's much better, is more recent information with a lot of research and work put into it. Some of those answers may come back to you after 2 minutes. So the typical AI tool would give you answers in seconds, but with deep research mode, it would actually spend more time double checking its answers, and it gets the result is usually better because of that. And then AI powered app that can help with administrative support. Agent.ai, I believe, is the URL. There's a site now where they are listing out a number of agents, AI agents that have been built. Some are paid, some are free, but you'll find a bunch of AI agents there. Many of them would connect with other tools as well to give you a lot of value. So N8N is the one I'm playing around with right now, N8 and then N again. And what you can do is that you can drag and drop a lot of different AI tools, memory devices, all of that together, and you can send it on errand, right? One of the experiments that we're making right now is, so I have a social media channel, TikTok, if you believe it, right? I've got a TikTok channel, and they cut out long form videos into short clips that are posted on TikTok. Believe it or not, that entire process can actually be automated using AI agents. So it will download, find the right part of the clip, it would cut it out, put the right subtitle, and then it would actually post it directly into well, Instagram at the moment, but I'm sure it can also do the same with TikTok's API. I'm just saying that a number of these agents exist that you can find by simply just Googling them, and some of them are free. Don't forget that for any application now that has a website interface, automatically now has an API. The reason is because most of the AI tools that are free to all of us on this call, they now have computer use mode, which means you can give it access to your computer and it will operate the browser on your computer as if it is you. So even if your favorite app doesn't have APIs, bear in mind that that exists. So therefore, in quotes, it now has an API that can be used. Hopefully, I answered your question.
Um, well, I would say most of what Mr. Bade said has actually covered the question, but I'll just drop a few things that may be useful to you about Chiku. So first off, concerning the issue of filtering research using AI, just as Mr. Bade said, you can utilize ChatGPT's new feature, deep research, or you can also use Perplexity. There is a program called Perplexity that actually helps you go through research papers, go through research information. So it basically does the same thing. It spends time to gather this information, and then it helps you compile them so you can actually go through them and get the data that you need. So, but most importantly, you also need to learn how to prompt. You need to learn how to prompt your AI so you can get the right information effectively well. So, and prompting basically means the style in which you use in asking the AI questions. You could ask the AI questions in a particular format or way that allows it to understand your request and also do its best to get the right information for you. Also, then about a virtual assistant an AI powered app that can help with administrative support. I believe one of the solutions that are available now, just as Mr. Bade mentioned, is agents of AI, which allows you to, deploy several agents you can use for your workflow. N8N is another one as well. And another that I know is called sites.ai. I'll just drop it in the comments for you. So site.ai does something similar. Gives you PhD level research organized and presented fully well. And then it allows you to also, define the sources or references you want to use for your data or your research. Then as for the virtual powered assistant, I believe you can also look into agent directories. Right now we have agentic systems that are coming up. So it's pretty much early. I believe in the future we would have agents that can actually operate your computer fully or do your job without even needing to access your computer and have their own operating system right in their environment. So you can check out agents.ai. I'm pretty sure they have something that will work for you when it comes to automated workflows. You can also check out N8N. You can also check out HubSpot. No, there are different tools that are coming up. I think I also have a link that I can drop for you. Hold on. This would allow you get access to a directory of best AI tools you can use for your job, and then that would also keep you informed on tools that are actually coming up. Because it's so important to have access to a directory where they post new AI tools that come up, so you don't need to spend time finding tools that can help you do your job. I hope that answered your question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Saz. Thank you for the resources you've dropped on the chat. Please, we can also leverage on these links. Just keep them somewhere, and I believe it will be very, very useful to us. Um, I'm still checking the chat box for questions. While I just want to add a little bit a little bit to what to the question that Amachuku have just asked, and is about the AI generated content that we have that is so common now. So in one of our recent, please can we still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so in one of our recent events, one of our speakers showed us a video that took him 40 seconds to create, and that video, not a lot of us were able to distinguishly say it was AI generated or something that a human did. So my question around that is, how can professionals build trust and credibility in their work with all of this AI generated content flying here and then that has become so common? So, Mr. Badisa, you can just go on.
We need to think more about outcome rather than the activity designed to generate the results. So for that average professional, we may need to start thinking about, what I do, is it a means to an end or a end in itself? What do I mean? If you're a software developer, and I like using that because I used to be a software developer myself, what is the actual value that your client or your employers want? Is it the act of you writing code or a working solution? I'll pause for a moment for you to think about that. What is the outcome that your employer or your clients, what is the outcome that they want? Is it the action of you writing code, or is it a working product or solution that solves a particular problem for them? If you know the answer is the value, the outcome, then your job is to make sure your client or your employer gets that outcome. I'm not saying break rules. Of course, you have to do it ethically. You have to go through all the processes as needed and all of that, but focus on the outcome. And so if that is, I've flipped the question, because your question is that should professionals be threatened with the fact that AI generated for content and all of those kind of things? It's a mute question because your clients want to pay for outcome. Hopefully I helped.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well, sir. Thank you so much. So yeah, we'll just take the last question, and that will be directed to Mr. Precious. And it's just to ask, what are the biggest misconceptions people have around AI careers?
Okay. All right. So biggest misconceptions people have around AI in careers. So the first misconception they have is that AI would end their jobs. AI would take their jobs. That AI would, render them useless, jobless, and homeless, and all of that. So even just a couple hours ago, I saw a post on Reddit, and so this person was like, they are scared of AI, and they are a newbie in tech. They're learning software development, and they are just 4 months in, and they are scared. So those kind of things, I'm sure a lot of people are facing this issue, and it's a big misconception because you definitely would grow in your career, and you need to think about how you can actually grow. And you know what growth means: change. With growth comes change. You transform yourself as you grow year by year. So the biggest misconception one is that you would lose your job. Instead, you should focus on how you can use AI to improve your job. Because if you use AI to improve your job, you definitely get a much better pay. It's just the truth. Because if you are much more efficient, you're much more reliable, you bring solutions to whatever company you're at, they'll definitely want to make sure you're well paid or well taken care of. So first misconception is that you lose your job. The second misconception people also get is that AI would be the end of the world. AI is going to kill people and all of those things. I believe they get this from movies, but they should understand that AI is not going to end the world, and AI is not even at that level currently where it's able to think for itself, where it's able to do whatever. AI is basically a child that has been trained to do a specific, list of tasks. And like Mr. Bade said, Skynet. Skynet is something that we have, say, we fantasized about. Yes, I can say that because when you deeply go into software engineering, you understand how ML works and deep into the algorithms and all of that. You see that deep learning is basically you teaching the AI how to learn on its own, and it's only going to learn what you've told it to learn, what you've presented to it, that this is what you know, and that is the end. So if somebody is trying to create a Skynet today I promise them that they will fail. They will probably fail, and that will be the end of it. But eventually, if that is a possibility, trust me, there will be something better than Skynet to stop it and curtail it. So there are other misconceptions, but I wouldn't really go deep. But these are the two main ones that I've seen that are happening, and I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. AI is not going to take our jobs. We just need to learn continuously. I feel Mr. Badi will also have something to say on that. Hello, Mr. Badi. Do you have any thoughts on that?
What was the question again? Sorry, because I was thinking more around Skynet. So.
Okay. All right. The question was the biggest misconception that people normally have around AI careers.
Oh, I think Precious covered it pretty well, which is
Yeah.
that humanity will still have a function. Some jobs may go, but new jobs will be created. We've seen that in every wave so far. That will remain true until the point we get to AGI or maybe ASI in the future. And I think we're a long way off to that. So there are still opportunities.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Precious. Thank you so much, Mr. Badi, for the wonderful session. I believe that those of us on this call now, we have most of our questions answered, even the ones we're not able to ask. And we have a lot of insights around AIs and what they can do for us and what we can use them to do. So we are coming to the end of this session gradually, or we're almost at the end though. And we'll just mention once again that we've dropped a lot of links in the chat box for us. I would like to get your feedback on how this session went for you. Just your feedback. It doesn't have to be good, just for us to constantly improve ourselves. We would also want you to go through the links as well that we drop around the services that we offer, the Bincom Academy, the Bincom Tech, Global Tech Program, the labs by Bincom, the community event that we've given us the digital feedback to give us. Please let's go through all of these and let's leverage on this. And also go into the chat box as well. You can also get to see the links, the URL that Mr. Bade and Mr. Precious dropped around the question that was asked by Miss Amarachuku. So we can also leverage on that to keep our hands on things that will be happening around AI. Okay. We'll just take our last words from we take last words from our speakers, and we'll just round it up there. So, Mr. Precious, is there any last words from you before we call it a day here?
Yes. I would say this when I was presented this topic to speak on, I specifically thought about how AI can actually be useful to our lives. And for me personally, I have so much that I'm doing with AI in terms of improving the lives of humans. Definitely some jobs are going to go, but I intend to make sure that we are also part of that future where there are new jobs, there are new roles, there are new possibilities and all of that. So I'm just gonna leave you guys with this. Make sure to always remind yourself that you are part of that future. Make sure to always remind yourself that AI is something that is for you and it was made to actually serve you. The idea that AI is there to assist you as a human, not to replace you. You understand? So you definitely need to make sure that you are thinking in a direction that would allow you to utilize AI and utilize it well. Because at some point, AI would be part of your daily lives. It would be very much accessible for almost anyone. And this is something that the first world countries are already are adapting into, and they are making sure that it's available for everybody. So no matter how slow the progress is, it is going to be a thing in Africa. It's going to be a thing in the world globally. So make sure that you are always a step ahead. And this is for this is for anyone, whether you are new or you are experienced. AI is going to outlive all of us. And I can tell you this for free. But now that we're here, let us make the best of our lives with what we've been presented, and make sure that we are always impacted each day of our lives. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Precious. Mr. Bade, please.
All right then. So by way of final words, because we are talking about from a career perspective, I would say realize that you are competing with other individuals, with other humans, and maybe with AI as well, but you are competing. In the scenario of an organization, for many junior roles, many intermediate roles, if there were 10 people needed for a role or a team before, only 2 will be needed when AI comes to full steam. Will you be one of those 2 needed? Because the 2 people needed will likely be people who are able to run and be more efficient and 10x their productivity using AI and their own expertise in that industry vertical. New industries are being created. We have seen the likes of prompt engineering as a new industry being created. We have seen the likes of AI engineering being created. We've seen roles around AI agent manager, meaning a human being that is able to manage a fleet of AI agents. New roles being created. Will you be one of the people to be considered for that type of role? We've seen SaaS solutions being replaced, software as a service solutions. We've seen them being replaced by AI agents equivalents. Will you be one of the people that has built an AI agent or that owns an AI agent that can actually compete in a particular industry vertical? We've also seen situations where organizations are losing their key clients because what the service that their organization provides is now being taken over by solutions that can do it better or that can do it cheaper and still do the same thing. So a number of outsourcing, developer outsourcing, and things like that are being affected. What I'm just saying is that the landscape is changing. The landscape has changed. Are you one of those people that will stay competitive in this new landscape? And don't get me wrong, there are still opportunities for beginners. There are still opportunities at intermediate level. There are still opportunities at the expert level. But are you positioning yourself as that person making the best use of AI? Because that's one of the edge that we can have today in 2025. At the moment, and I've learned a lot in the last few. I always learn in the field anyway, but I've learned a lot in the last few years because I'm currently building Emigrate.ai, which is a platform for talent mobility, relocation, and settlement to enable people qualify for the likes of the UK Global Talent Visa, US O1 visa, French Tech visa, and many talent-based visas from all over the world, because different countries of the world are looking for talent to move to their jurisdiction. The best of the best, the ones that can add value. They understand that those people will give net. Those people will bring more value to their economy in terms of innovation, ideas, employment, high salary, taxes, and all, than the things that they would take out of their economy in terms of maybe benefits, education for their children, even their spouse or dependents staying in their economy. The countries of the world are paying attention to AI, and there are many opportunities that is coming up. Countries are also positioning themselves to say they want to be the AI capital. You've seen the things that America is doing. You've seen the things that China came out with. When NVIDIA announced some of the great technology that they announced earlier this year, 2025, I bought NVIDIA shares. And just 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, China came out with DeepSeek. I mean, DeepSeek had always existed, but they came out with a better model, version 3. QN came out, and several others. All of those things are happening under your nose. Are you taking a position? I'm not saying you should go and train your own foundational model. In fact, I think it would be a waste of money. Let the people that have the giants that have billions of dollars, let them do that. But you can be at the top of all of that, because it doesn't matter which AI model you use, the foundational model, as long as you're able to use it properly, best use of AI, or you're able to configure it to help you deal with specific industry vertical. There's a lot there, but it is up to you to then take a position. Don't ignore. Ignoring will get you replaced. Figure out where your niche is. And you may even be wrong, but because you've started taking position and because you have started paying attention, as things start changing, you start seeing, oh, okay, maybe this should be done this other way. And ultimately, net, you are better off because your productivity will be 10 times more, or maybe even much more than that. And so those are my final words. AI is here to enable you, but it is up to you to make sure you make the best use of AI. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Saz. Thank you. So we've actually come to the end of today's event. We hope that we all have gotten quite a number of information and value from this session. So yeah, we'll be rounding it up here. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate your time, and thank you for staying with us till the very end. Till we meet again, please enjoy the rest of your time, and thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Thank you.